Teacher
So
G.R.I.T.
considering these
Equitable
quotes,
practices through project-based
what quote most
learning.
intrigued you?
And CSM.
Because the students don't care about how much you care until they know how much you care. So it is about, like, it doesn't matter, I work at independent school, so they call me by my first name, or a progressive education school. Well, they know that I know about them. I could be anybody, and that you need to make that connection.
Thanks for sharing. Have it.
And this quote just resonated to me because I work in a Title I school. It's a very large school, and a lot of the kids, just to get them in order to listen,
Yeah.
to know that I see you, I see your needs first.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
diversity in the classroom. That though one of my classes I have Spanish, Chinese speaking student. I have what we call the United Nations.
Yeah.
And it's like they're not going to learn the math until they know that we care.
Exactly.
So it's really important.
Thank you for sharing.
Right, and I work in an elementary version, and so our students, until we meet some of their basic needs, just feeling they're safe and loved and cared for, we can't get to the end.
Love it. Thank you. Go for it.
Yeah, so same, and so for me, it resonated with my students. Obviously, when I was teaching in the classroom, definitely they needed their relationship as first, but also as a coach with the teachers as being my collaborators. They need to trust me first before they allow me to continue to work and care and help them.
Glad you're thinking of that. Making that relationship with the teachers for sure. Yeah. Go for it.
And I'm a special educator, and so I work with students that get kicked out of everywhere or struggle everywhere, and so when they come to me, they have to know that I see them and I care about them before they trust what I'm going to try to help them get better at.
That's so good. Thank you, Rockstars, for sharing. Appreciate it very much.
Really focusing on the whole child. Absolutely. Let's do a power clap for them. When I like power clap, I do 1, 2, and then we clap on 3. So power clap for this group. 1, 2. Excellent. Talking about the National Equity Project co-creation. Share your takeaway.
Well, we both like the word co-creation because when we were reading through that, it takes everybody, not just one person, creating lesson plans or creating a scope and sequence or creating what goes on for professional development in a district. That was the word that we kind of, are we really being equitable when we get to the table and design what goes on for students?
Thank you for sharing that.
Excellent. 1, 2.
I'm fortunate enough to meet, as an interventionist, meet with my kids every single day. So I get to have that individual conversation with them and getting to know them outside the classroom while doing intervention and meeting with them.
Yeah.
And I was saying that, being able to provide that feedback and encouraging students to explain their thinking, it will speak to them that you are listening and that they're seen, that they are heard, and that their voice matters.
Exactly.
So I think there's some strategies too.
So, like, the questions to consider, it says, how do you know that they're seen? How do you convince them that they're heard? How do you know that they care? So what's the end result as you're even implementing these equitable practices to those questions? Do you do to make sure that, like, your kids know that you care as you're implementing these practices? What would you do to, more of or different?
I think I'm very into like discourse, like
asking
good
discourse?
Questions and getting their feet to hear their voice.
Yeah.
I was sharing an example where I got so frustrated with my students. I don't know how this all ties in, but I was so frustrated. And I'm like, I need to feel respected. Like, I knew what my need was, but then I'm like, you know what? I need to know what their need is.
That empathy.
What do you need to feel respected? And I gave them a chance to voice that. They wrote it down on a piece of paper. I think asking good questions, getting feedback from all of your students.
I love that.
And
Thank you for sharing.
Excellent.